Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. It's very special for us that you are here today, accompanied with us today. So my name is Valeria Meneses. I'm part of the fire marketing team at Bosch. And as I said already, I give you the warmest welcome to today's topic, in which we will be presenting to you smart solutions for fire safety, a deep dive into the AVENAR Interface Module 4000 series. Our presenter today is our colleague Asma Hamzaoui, which you can also get in contact with through LinkedIn. You can scan this QR code, and you can also have her contact details in the email that we will be sending to you afterwards with the recording of this presentation. And without further ado, Asma, please walk us through your presentation.
Thank you very much. A warm welcome also from my side. So let's start the webinar for today. So today we will go through the new AVENAR IO Module 4000 series, and we will get a deep dive on that. We will start first by going through the content. So as first step, I want to give a warm-up to remember again why we need the interface modules and the relevance of the interface module in the fire system, and give some example of application where we need them. Then after that, we will go through the introduction of the new series that we are launching, AVENAR IO Module 4000 series. Then the next step will be to get deep dive in the highlights and the benefits of the first product that we are introducing, that we introduced in our new series. And the last point will be to get some takeaways and then to go through your questions in case you have some questions raised here. Then that was the content, the points that I already described. Then let's go through the first warm-up so that we remember ourselves again. What is the role, the importance of the interface module? Here, I highlighted 4 points. The first thing is how important are the interface modules for the smooth system integration. So you know that our fire systems, they are essential for building safety. They enable us the integration with various applications and various management systems. We can have some example like HVAC, like lighting, elevators, and further applications. The interface modules, they facilitate these connections. They ensure that those critical systems, they work together during a fire emergency. Another point is how the role of the interface module in optimizing the performance. So they are designed so that they enhance the system performance by facilitating the communication between those different applications in the building. So this optimization leads to significant improve the response time and the increase the alarm reliability, so that we ensure that the alarms, they are received on time and the evacuation work also efficient in case of fire. That's all what we need. Then a further point is the centralized control. So the interface module, they play an important role and crucial role in the fire system, as they are seen as the connector point, which link all those devices on the fire system so that we get a centralized communication for monitoring and controlling the devices in the building. And the last but not least, or important point for the interface module is how they improve the diagnostic. So the interface module, they enable us so that we get also the diagnostic from those connected devices, which we normally cannot reach. And this is how we can even improve further activities in our building. So after that, we will go to give here some example of the applications that the interface modules, they are covering in the building. So for example, the signaling devices, the conventional signaling devices, which we need to control and activate in case of fire. We have the monitoring, so they monitor different applications like the power supply. You want to know if there is any battery or power fault, like the fire pumps, like the sprinkler system, where you want to monitor the flow switch or further status. We have the fire doors, which they need to be also controlled in case of fire. We have the conventional special detectors, which we can only reach through the interface modules so that we can get the alarm on time to the panel in case of fire. And another important application is the dampers. The dampers, the interface module, they enable the controlling, but also the monitoring of the dampers in the building. These are some examples of the application that the interface module. And now after this small introduction, let's go into the new family that we have. I want you to remember 3 words when you think about the new series. So the AVENAR IO Module 4000 series, it is a multi-application, it is a smart, it is a compact new series of IO modules. We will try to go through this webinar through those all the time to remember through those 3 main features that we consider in the new generation, in the new IO series. First, multi-application, what does it mean? So we want to have the new interface module that they cover as much as possible applications so that we give you the flexibility on the planning, so that we give you the flexibility on your stock management. You don't need to think about only one product which is dedicated for one application. You have the new products which they are flexible, and that is how you can ensure that you have all the time enough products in your storage. The second thing, coming to the smart, is the configurability, the software configurability. The new generation, they enable multiple capabilities. We will see it in the multiple capabilities and the programming, so that they are having a lot of intelligence, so that also we give you the flexibility in your projects. Then when we go through the compact, it's the new design. You can see in the picture here, this is how it looks like, the new family. So it was very important that by the new housing design, we considered very important the installation time, the installation also, let's say the installation phase. It's very important that we save on space, and we optimize also not only the surface mounting, but we optimize also the DIN installation, and this we will see later on. And also the fourth point that we don't want to also forget is the energy consumption. So for us, it's very important that the new interface module, they have a low energy in consumption, so that we can give you more devices on the loop. And that means for you, of course, that you save on project costs. Now, when we think about what I was showing, the new family, let's go through what you will get. So you will get a main product. This is what you order. You get the new product. I give here also a small teaser. So we have the first product, which we go through today, i2M1, but we are already also working on the second product, the i4R2. And that it's just here to mention that we are working on the same look and feel for the next IO series. Then this is what you order, and then you have multiple accessories. So you have the surface mount box, if you need surface mount installations. You have the clip accessories, which you can order as a set of 5 clips with 11 screws. Yes, you get one as a gift from our side. And then we have the cable. It's a new accessory also, the set of cable, which give you the, let's say, the more saving on the time and the installation when you want to look through the LSN loop. So you don't need to do all the cabling. You can use our pre-cabled accessories for the installation to get a faster installation. And now let's go through also the housing design. Here also I want you to remember three points. The first one is scalable. So the new housing design of the new generation that you are expecting on the next years, product per product, they will be scalable. What does it mean? That means that you will order what you only need. That means if you need just the product, you will order the product, and all the accessories you can order only if you need, so that we give you also this flexibility of not ordering something that you don't need. Because it depends, if I want the DIN installation, then I have the DIN clip. If I want the surface mount, then I need this box. So this is very important that you get a scalable offering from our side. Then when it goes to flexibility, we will see our new DIN concept. The DIN composite, as you can see here, you can install the DIN clip from the back side, from the side also. And this is to give you not only flexibility, but on the back side, we call it a narrow installation. And in this narrow installation, you can save on space when you have multiple products installed close to each other in a DIN cabinet. And then the last point is the efficiency. It was very important for us so that when you get the new surface mount box, that how can we get a faster installation? That means for us, we worked really that you have first enough space for cabling. You can see the cable entry we have from the up, from the top, from the bottom. You have also the on the sides cable entries. It's for us very important that you have enough space so that the installation phase can be as fast as possible. And now talking about the housing design, I will show you two videos because I want to go through also this is you so that you get familiar with it. This is the new concept that you will get used to it for the next products that we will introduce. And we will start first with the DIN installation, and we will see here in the video, we can see also how the DIN clip installation it is. So first, we have here a demo set for you. Of course, you need to have the package, so you need to order it separately. And once you have that, you have the DIN clip and you have the screws, as I was mentioning. And this is where you can see you have on the narrow installation on the side, and you have on the wide installation on the back. You can see also that we have those 2 points on the top and on the down so that you know the orientation, how I can install my DIN clip, so that you align it. All those small details, again, so that we give you also a faster installation. You can also see here how easy it is to screw in the screws into the DIN clip. And then we can see also, we have here, ready for installation. We have here an example how we will click it. Let's clip it in the DIN. So very easy. Also, all those instructions, you will find it in our installation manual, so that you just press it upwards and clip it, and to uninstall it, the same thing backwards. And the same thing if you have, this is the wide installation, you have also the same activity, just to the top, and then just clip it, and then to uninstall it, the same thing. So that's about to show the DIN installation. And now I want to show also a video about our new surface mount housing and the new design. You can see it here. We have already a pre-installed housing, and it is very easy. You just click the I2M1 or the product, the interface module, into the housing. Then you need to see very nicely the window that we have so that you can see the LEDs. And we have here also a demo to show how easy it is to screw it and to untight the screws in the installation phase. What we also considered here, in case of you have maintenance, how easy it is. We give you here some example how to unlatch the module. And one of the highlights I was already mentioning, not only the cable entry, but the strain relief. This is also to give you a clean installation, a clean wiring, all those small details, so that you have a faster installation. And now let's go through the last accessory, the loop-through cable. Here is the cable kit that needs to be ordered. And then you can see very easy, all the connectors, they are pluggable. You can just take out the LSN out, the LSN in, and instead of screwing in and cabling, you can just use our cable and then insert it exactly in those cables spots. And this is how you have very easy, very fast your installation. Think about this, a big advantage of this cable in the big installation. If you have a whole wall where you have a lot of products which are close to each other, think about how many time you can save by using this cable through. Okay, now we were talking till now about the family, about the the new generation that we are having. Now we will go deeper in the first module that we launched, the FLM 430 I2 M1. 2 inputs, 1 monitored output. First, let's go through the highlights. I will mention here 6 highlights, 6 advantages that we have with the new product, but of course we have even more that you can also discover in all our communication materials. But let's start with those highlights. The first thing is universal. Again, I was mentioning this is the strategy, the new products, they need to cover as much as possible. And to take a look exactly on the I2M1, we give here some examples. So you have, for example, the notification, the signaling devices, you have the fire doors, the fire gates, you have the fire dampers, and further application that you can do with the I2M1. If we take a look, especially on fire damper, why we highlight it here, this product has been optimized on this use case, on this application. You will see it later. So one of the highlights that you can monitor also in the between position. So if the damper is stuck somewhere, so I will get this fault message. And also you can configure it. Talking again about smart, you can configure it with the feedback time. In our programming software. Then another thing is the fail-safe. So our product is not only fail-safe, but it's also configurable fail-safe. That means we give you this flexibility so that you in the software decide how is my system gonna fail. And this is to ensure a reliable system operation. Of course, it is very important, and we will see it later how this works. Then the optimized design, as I was mentioning, and we saw already the videos. Then the cable length. The cable length, it is very important that we have a large cable length. That means every input cable, every output cable, we really considered that, we will see it later also on the details, that we have a large length so that we give you project design flexibility, and so that we give you also an advantage in spacious projects. And then the last thing, the energy consumption, we will see how efficient is our new I2M1 and how the energy consumption is low. Of course, as we were mentioning, to increase the number of modules, and that means for you to save on cabling, to save on project costs. Now, what we will do, we will go through those points so that we understand a little bit more deeper. What does it mean for us? So the universal we were mentioning, of course, the different application, but not only that, I want to mention that the module for his input and the output can be software configured depending on application you are connecting. That means depending of my input or output, for what am I using it, you will find different software features and different configurable configuration capabilities. For example, per the inputs, it depends if we're using it for your monitor on the power supply or the sprinkler or the fire damper. For every application, you will find a tailored software capabilities which you can go through it. And for the output also, you can choose depending if you want to have signaling devices or you want to control fire protection equipment, and it depends of which type of application. You will find also another let's say software configurable features. Going back to the smart. Then the fire damper. So what do we have new in the fire damper? I was mentioning the module, he monitors the damper position, not only the fully open, fully closed, but also the partially one. We want to see and to detect if it's stuck, and we want to detect that not only in the panel, but we want to detect it also directly. As you can see here, how nice it is, our LEDs. So we want to detect it directly on the interface module. And for the damper, you can also have different software configuration depending how you want to monitor it. Because it depends if you want to monitor only 2 positions, you can choose it. I want only the double resistor. If you want the triple resistor, you can. You want also to have the 3 positions, and also the feedback time. The feedback time is also software configurable. It depends in how many times you want to get this feedback that your output has been triggered, yes or no, that I know if it's working, yes or no. And this is all, they are software configurable so that we give you the best tailored fire damp application configuration. Then to the fail-safe, we were mentioning, first let's start again, what does it mean, fail-safe? Fail-safe means that I know how my system is behaving in case I have a field bus failure. And now it's not only that I know, I have also the possibility to configure, to fix it, how I want my system to be behaving in case I have a failure, field bus failure. So, and this is, we have here also in the software programming, two types. You can choose remain, that means that the devices, it will keep the same behavior, like the signaling devices. If it was before the failure mute, then it stays mute. If it was activated, then it will stay activated. Or I choose that I want to interrupt this fail-safe. That means that the connected devices, he will be interrupted in case this failure occur, like the fire damper or the fire doors. And this is something also which ensure for you that you have also a reliable system, and that you have also the flexibility and you have the power to tailor it as you are designing and planning your project. Then the optimized design, again here I want to show the two positions that we have. We have the wide and we have the narrow. Narrow, think about, you don't want to buy a new cabinet, you have only one application you want to monitor or to control, and then you have a small spot in this automation dim cabinet. Then I can use this product and exactly install it on this position and save on money on the housing. And this is really very important. We played also, or we tested a lot, that you have the LEDs on the two positions. So it depends if you have it on the wide or you have it on the narrow. You are able to see the LEDs on the two positions. Also talking about the LEDs, we have here, as you can see, the symbols, so that you see if we have an alarm, it's red, and if we have a fault, and if we have green, then it's working, which you can also configure if you want to see it all the time, or if you don't want to see it, you can also turn it off on the software configuration. Then let's go to the cable length. We are very happy to announce that we have per input and per output a cable length which can go up to 1000 meters. We put it also in our technical communication up to 50 ohm or 1000 meter. And it can, what does it mean for you? Think about, you have a big project, spacious project, and you don't have, and you need to bring a cable very, very far away from your application. The I2M1 will be the best fit. Think about a project that you have which is pre-cabled. You don't have this flexibility that you put it wherever you want. And this is how the large cable length plays a very huge advantage on those type of projects. Energy consumption, I was mentioning, and here I'm very proud to announce that we have for the I2M1 a maximum, I want again to say a maximum of 0.72 milliamps. We are not hiding any current consumption. This is also in case you have an alarm. This is the power consumption that you will get. So wherever, if it's you are in quiescent, you are in a very normal scenario, or you are in a fire alarm, this is the maximum current consumption that you will get. And what does it mean? Low energy consumption, as I was mentioning, more modules. That means less loops, less cabling, less costs for products, for installation efforts, for the whole project. And then I want to mention also here 4 points which we were considering for the I2M1 for the connectivity and diagnostic data. So the first thing, the diagnostic data, we were really taking a look that how can we increase with the new IO module the system reliability. So this is where we are able to monitor the product with the multiple diagnostic data. So we can retrieve the diagnostic data not only for the I2M1, but you can also retrieve per input. So I can see my diagnostic data that I want for my first input, for my second input, or for my output. And I can also not only see how the input is configured, but I can also see some raw data. You can see the resistors line values from the input and output. Think about, if you're thinking about predictive maintenance, I can track how those resistor values are, and maybe I can see if they are floating, maybe I have some problems in my cable. And these all you can get with the new diagnostic data of the I2M1 so that you can plan your maintenance efficiency. And also, if you think about the diagnostic data of the input, think about if you have two types of companies, one for the installation and the after is coming for the maintenance, he will see with the diagnostic data, the technician who's doing the maintenance, he will see how did I configured my input, because it's written also very nice in the text, not only with some words, but we really played on the UX, how those diagnostic data, they are shown, and you can see it in the diagnostic page. And the data, you can see how your input is configured. You can see the text for your fault. It's not only a fault, you will see exactly which input is affected. Is it a cable fault? Is it a ground fault? Is it an EMC? Talking about EMC, yes, with the new interface module, we can also get the EMC values. So the EMC values, that means I can see, am I now installing my product in a very low EMC or a good one or a very high EMC, and I need to rethink the position of the installation of my product. Think about how advantage is this immunity to EMC disturbance in projects or in verticals like hospitals, like radiology rooms, like industrial sites where you have a very sensitive EMC data. And the last thing is the locating of system errors. I was mentioning the 3 LEDs, which you can visualize. That means you don't need only to wait that you see something on your panel, or you go to the panel, which is very far away. You can easily directly see the LEDs if there is any fault in your interface module. Now, coming back to the advantage and to summarize, how can be the I2M1 the best fit in your project? And for that, we choose 3 examples to show you why we can use the I2M1 as for those projects. The first thing will be the industrial facilities. So why the I2M1 is the best fit for your industrial facilities? Because of the cable length. That means this cable length, it will give you a lot of flexibility in those huge installation, in those industrial installation. And that's why when you think about that, think about the new interface module. Then healthcare, we were mentioning one of the example is the EMC values, why I can really rely on the new interface module, that is the best fit in these verticals for those projects, because of the diagnostic data, because of the EMC, and also the further features that we saw before. And if you think about the hotels and malls, we were showing the design, the DIN design. Think about the big, large installation malls that you have, where you have multiple IO modules centralized, how you can, with this DIN concept, save on space by putting them to each other, how you can save on installation by using our new cable accessories, and how you can make the setup quicker and more cost effective. So now we come to the last part. After we went through the new IO 4000 series, we went also through the highlights of the I2M1. I want to summarize here again. So the new IO 4000 series, think about 3. I was mentioning 3 highlights. I hope you are still remembering. Multi-application. We want to cover as much as possible with the new, no dedicated product for one application. Smart, tailored solution. We enable multiple software configurable capabilities for the inputs, for the outputs. We have a lot of intelligence into our new interface module. And then the housing, compact, optimized on DIN solution, optimized on a faster installation. Then if we come to the I2M1 highlights, the product is optimized on the damper use case. We have the fail-safe, which is also a new feature, configurable to give you even more flexibility on power, to have more reliable system. Then energy consumption, again, 0.72, less than 1 milliamps, even in fire scenario, even when you have an alarm. And the last thing, the long cable length, up to 1,000 meter per input, can give you huge advantage on the big sites. Then the I2M1 application. So as we were mentioning, so it is ideal for large sites where we have multiple and maximum of application control, where we have multiple of EMC disturbance. The example that we saw, the I2M1 can be suitable for different application in your projects. Now we come to the last part.
Yep. And this is where I step in. Thank you so much, Asma, for your very important presentation. I already see several questions in the Q&A section, so please write your doubts. We will make sure to answer them. But in the meantime, I would ask you to please scan the QR code that you are seeing now on your screen. It is to answer a very, very quick survey. It will take you less than 1 minute. And it is very important for us to know your feedback about this webinar. So please take the time to give us your feedback. In the meantime, again, I repeat, you still have some minutes to write down the question, and we will start with the Q&A. So I think I can start, and then we can move forward with the next slide. Some of them have already been answered in the meantime regarding low voltage. You have been answered that already. Now we have, is it possible to activate the indicator LED via RPS software to easily locate a module on the loop?
Yes, it will be possible start of middle of this year. So with the new RPS version, it will be possible to activate this locating LED.
Will we see the diagnostic data of the inputs and outputs also in the remote maintenance page in the new Nexus Space platform? I love that we are already mentioning the new Nexus Space platform.
Yes, we will see that. So it will be not only on the, now today it is available on the diagnostic screen of our panel, but we are working already on it, and we are trying our best by end of the year that you will get them also on the new platform.
What kind of cable is used for connecting I2M1 if short cable is not used, shielded or unshielded cable?
We have also in the I2M1, we have a shield pin in the connector. So that's why you can use also the shield pin between in the connector of our I2M1.
Does the FLM 430 A2M1 long name always require an additional power supply, even for applications where we do not need a local power supply?
Yes, the product needs all the time a power supply. So this is the first one, the I2M1. Think about the application that I was mentioning. The most of them, they are with power supply, like conventional signaling devices like dampers. And yes, the I2M1 will be using or will be needing to function all the time an additional power supply. As a teaser, the I4R2, the next one, will not need a power supply. We want to be complete in the portfolio so that you have all the products that you need.
Okay, in the meantime, I see that you have changed the slide. Please also scan this QR code so that you can go directly to the web page of the product and see here all the information. But also we can go back to the feedback slide so that we can also give people more time to answer that question. And then we proceed with the last questions. What are the further SW configuration possibility of the I2M1?
So the configuration that I was mentioning depends of the application that you are using. Depends of which type of input you want to use, which usage type in the software. You can use the double resistor, the triple resistor, the double resistor with extended line monitoring, the fail-safe. So the good thing that in the RPS, and this is what we worked also in our programming software, this is what we worked on it. Please take a look on the help. We described every new configuration features so that you can also get very easy on board with it. You will find multiple capabilities, configuration capabilities also available. Also, another thing I want to mention on the same topic, that depending on the configuration, you will find also a wiring diagram so that it gives you also even more easier to understand this configuration. And this you will find it per input configuration and per output configuration.
How many LEDs do we have and for what for?
Yes, so we have 3 LEDs. We have the red one is the alarm one. We have the yellow one, which is the fault one on the input and on the output. And we have the green one, which is can be also turned on or turned off, which may showing the operating. And going back to the question at the begin, the locating LEDs will be red, as we want to be consistent in the portfolio, exactly like the detectors today. You can locate them with a red LED.
Okay. Can AVENAR IO Module 4000 series work with both FPA panel series and AVENAR panel series?
This is a new generation, new products, and we will be working only with the new AVENARs. So we are compatible just with the AVENAR new panel.
Okay. What is the maximum consumption of the output if you use it for conventional sounders?
So I hope that they are mentioning not the consumption, they mention the output. So if it's the consumption, again, it's 0.72 milliamps, the field power consumption. But if the question is mentioning how many output current do we have, we can go up to 2 amps as an output current.
Is it possible to discover the I2M1 with the loop tester and control the LED?
We are working on that, but status of today is it not included in the iTest tool? Yeah.
Is the DIN clip included in the interface module box?
No, as we were mentioning, we want a scalable offering. That means if you don't need it, you will not have it on the box. That's why it will be all the time ordered separately, because we want to avoid, as I was mentioning, for the people who is not needing it, that they are paying also for it. So DIN clip is separately to order, cable is separately to order.
And I believe last question, how many AVENAR IO modules 4000 series per LSN loop can be used?
So it depends of your loop, why I'm saying that. So we give you just the current consumption. And of course, it depends on that loop. If you have only interface module or you have other, do you have also detectors? Do you have some other addressable devices on the loop? We cannot give you exactly the number, but it depends of your loop. Then you can make your calculation. Also use the SSD. Our planning tool, the I2M1 is integrated in the I2M in the planning tool SSD, and this is how you can see how many interface module you can use per loop.
Perfect. I believe that was the last question. You have some last few seconds in case you are missing. Oh, yes. Which panel FW is needed?
The firmware. Okay, so the firmware of the panel is start of 4.5. So this is start of 4.5. You get the I2M1, the last firmware.
Good. So now I would say that would be it. Thank you again so much, Asma, for answering all of our questions and for presenting today. Again, you will be sent this presentation in a few days' time. Please give us some days and you will get the presentation. And of course, you will also be possible to contact Asma directly for any additional questions. Thank you much. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very
Asma,
much from my side.
thank you. Have a good day, everyone.